Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey guys.
And we've got Alan.
What's up, MFers?
We're going to talk about Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Season 3, Episodes 21 and 22. They're called Absolution and Ascension. This is the season finale, so full spoilers as always on this show. And I know we were pretty excited about this, so let's get into this. I think the start of the first episode here hit the ground running. Like, right away, it was, like, tense, everything was going on, had style, everything was picking up, so, we don't have to stick to just one over the other, really, I don't think. We can just sort of bounce around, varying on plot, but I think for the sake of the main plot, it's probably easier to break it into the first one where they capture Hive, and then the second one where we have him at the base, essentially.
Yeah.
So, were we all happy? Did we like the finale?
Very much.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I feel relief more than anything.
Do you know what's funny? Well, I suppose
agree.
the first thing I suppose we have to talk about is several times over the past few weeks, as they've been teasing a death with this cross and so on, and also they played that up so much in this.
Oh my god, it was like
Yeah, they did.
They kept
how
passing it
tense
around.
do you want to make it?
Yeah,
Like,
Whenever
lingering
Fitz had
on
it,
it.
I was like, no, please, no. Oh my
And
god.
what's worse is that was right after him and Simmons had that really nice moment. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, they're not gonna kill Fitz after
and
that, are they?
also, there's a. I mean, this finale breaks the curse, but the last two season finales have really fucked over Fitz and Simmons as
Yeah.
a potential couple. They've both put a massive thing, a massive block in their way. So, yes, there was concern there. And then Sky had it, so they were really playing with that. But we repeatedly joked that the one person we would be happy with was Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure what moment it dawned on me that it was definitely going to be Lincoln. I think I was slowly thinking it's probably going to be Lincoln throughout the episode. I think it's when it was maybe going to be Sky. It was like, okay, it's definitely Lincoln. Lincoln's going to...
The moment for me was when he said to Coulson he wanted to leave S.h.i.e.L.D.
Mm.
I was like, right, that's it, he's dead.
Yeah, because
Well, I mean, I was like, okay, well, maybe this can get him out of the show, but I didn't really think that he was going to die.
yeah, because that could have just as equally been because like Mac wanted to leave last season and he ended up coming around by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it was more just, I feel like when it got to that, I was like, maybe he'll stay, but he's either going to leave that way or die. And are they really going to write out two cast members like that?
Yeah.
So I just felt, he's probably dead.
yeah, no, it obviously he did end up, and I figured he probably would be, but I do think that could have been a swerve later on, like, oh no, I'm going to stay because such and such died on this mission. Whoever they picked instead, had
Right.
to pick someone else, and he'd have been like, oh, I'm motivated to be a hero now, and let's go save the world and so on. But no, so not only did we have a good finale, but Lincoln's gone.
Thank God.
This is worked out quite nicely for us, hasn't it?
I thought it was actually pretty emotional too. Whenever they have the discussion over the walkie-talkie or the radio or whatever it is.
Yeah, when he's already in space.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
in
they actually
space.
did a pretty good job, both of them with acting.
Yeah, no, I think they sold the moments with him quite well. The only time I had a problem with how his stuff was handled throughout these last two episodes was when he spoke to Sky about I know what it's like to have an addiction. And the only reason why I had a problem with that is because that was literally just like told to us in one episode, like,
Yeah, I don't remember it.
6 or 7 episodes ago.
The whole Hive s.h.i.e.L.D. thing was supposed to be like a metaphor for drug use or like alcoholism or something like that, and they didn't really, I think, hammer that home enough throughout the season in order to make that very effective. Because if they had like worked on that a bit more, I think it would have worked better in that regard.
I do get the withdrawal stuff though with Sky and like actually trying to like relapse with Hive. I thought that was quite interesting, and I thought the fight that came after when
I love that fight.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I like most of it. There was one part of it that I thought I could have done without.
What was that?
See when he flips and then lands in the sort of like villain pose where he's got his fist on the ground.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit over the top.
Yeah, that was pretty cheesy. The one thing that I kind of didn't like really was I guess it was after she like broke all his bones and then he like got back up. It didn't really look like he had broken his bones or at all. It just kind of looked like the actor was just moving, you know.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about that fight was like it was a really small thing. It's where when she was blocking the hits, she was using her powers to like
Yeah.
soften the blows and they're coming in. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of fun little things with her powers in that fight. It was really cool. Yeah, speaking of the hire, actually, I really liked the scene where, or well, I say I like, but it was going back to them like playing with us when like who might die, and like Fitz gets trapped, like
Yeah.
outside when everything starts happening. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, don't kill Fitz, please. I mean, I know it technically can't happen here because we know it's in space, but still.
Well, you wouldn't put it past him killing 2 people though.
Nah, I wouldn't.
I think the only thing that kept him safe was the fact that he still had the jacket and the crucifix at that point.
Also, I guess Yo-Yo's okay, like, because didn't really see a conclusion to her.
I guess
I assume so.
Yeah, didn't bring it up again, so I guess she's okay. Which I actually liked that. I liked that Mac looked like he was getting shot, but the bullets just didn't hit him.
Yeah.
And it takes like a second to clock what's just happened.
Yeah.
I thought at first that the guys were just so stupid that they just missed him.
Yeah, I kind of thought that a little bit as well. Oh dear. So no, I thought that was cool. I also sticking with sort of Sky's plot and all that stuff. I mean, do we want to sort of jump to the end before we talk about all the other characters? Talk about the epilogue, if you want to call it that.
Well, let's save that for later.
Yeah.
I think.
Save the time jump for later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second episode, at least the start of it basically becomes almost a zombie episode, with everyone trapped in the base with all these what they call primitives. The primitives.
Yeah.
Rambling around.
They're the Putty Patrol.
The Putty Patrol. who are like the Predator in that they can be escaped if you obscure their heat vision.
I was waiting for someone to just smother themselves in mud.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought of as soon because I didn't get it. See when Simmons is like, trapped in the room, and he comes up and sniffs her. I was like, why can't I see her? I'm confused.
Yeah,
I never got it until it went to the next scene, and John Hannah came in and explained it.
He was
whenever she
fantastic.
started turning up the heat, I kind of got it.
No, I still didn't until it got explained, I'll be honest. But he was fantastic in these episodes. He's really good.
Yeah, he was.
Everything out of his mouth was hilarious.
I could tell by your mustache that you're a man of importance.
Oh, that was fantastic. That was fucking fantastic, that line. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, he's good. And surprisingly, I actually thought John Hannah would be dead by the end of the episode. Not the big death, but I thought he would just die because he's a guest star who's fairly notable. But the coda would imply that he's going to be popping up again next season, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Really happy for that because he's grown on me a lot.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
He's pretty good. I like him.
Yeah.
It seems like they've kind of like corrected a bunch of character mistakes with the finale here. And I like that a lot. Just because like at the end of last season, I guess, or maybe it was before the midseason break, whenever they killed Ward and then they kind of like brought him back. I was like, I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna kill him, just kill him. And now that he's finally on, I'm like, okay, he's gone.
Well, I have a theory. We're still going to get the actor back next season, and I'll tell you about that when we get
I thought that as well. And
when we get to the end.
I really hope they don't at this point.
I kind of hope they don't. I don't have a problem with them doing the Hive thing, though. Because it gave Hive a face that we cared about. Speaking of Hive and faces, him revealing his face to Coulson.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
That was pretty badass.
it was very good.
The CG wasn't bad either.
No, CG was fine.
The eyes were really bothering me though because they just didn't move. They were really still, and it really took me out of it.
They had like the tentacles moving around though. And I thought that kind of like distracted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. It was nice that they actually did the full reveal. And I'm sure Connor loved the Star Wars reference.
Of course.
I thought that was
it's
pretty
fantastic.
good.
How can you not love that? Like, whether you're a fan of Star Wars or not, it was great.
Actually, speaking of people pretending to be someone else, the start of the first one where Fitz is doing the green screen like motion capture of the general guy with
That was
Talbot.
so good.
That was great.
And he
Oh, I
starts doing
loved
like
it.
vocal exercises before he speaks.
He just starts screaming at one point. He's just like, stop.
I want Fitz and Talbot as like a buddy cop show.
Oh, I'd watch the fuck out of that.
I want Fitz just being Fitz while Talbot just grills at him for everything that he does. It'd be perfect.
Oh, amazing.
So perfect. Shotgun axe.
Fantastic stuff again.
I'm back. I love
Do you know-
that so much.
Because they did the whole thing in the episode that was at his house, and he sort of like makeshifted one.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, that was a cool little callback to that moment, and that was a nice touch. But so I didn't expect them to have like a full on proper like manufactured shotgun axe,
He like pulls out and goes, I didn't make this for nothing.
and then it's just this epic shot of him standing there with this thing.
And you
So
see him in
amazing.
action, like going between axe and shotgun. It's cool.
I'm a little
I
disappointed.
really want an action figure of him with that.
I have to say that I'm a little disappointed at one point he didn't stab someone, like lift them up while they were like on the blade and then shoot them. I really wanted that moment.
That would have been cool.
We'll
Yeah,
probably have it next season though.
yeah, I hope
Probably
so.
Get that at some.
It's coming.
Yeah, I want a shotgun axe like gif of that. You know, I want that moment to be cemented. You know.
Or it's like slice someone and then shoot someone else.
Yeah, it'd be good. Oh god, the obsession with shotgun axe is never ending. I did think, to go back to earlier in the first episode, I did think it was a bit. I thought people were being a bit cold to S.h.i.e.L.D. Like more than they needed to be. Like the way Simmons came in and was just like, "I'm reading this like script in front of me. I'm not deviating from it."
I guess they were still not entirely 100% convinced that she was cured.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
Well, I mean, originally, I think it was at the beginning of season 2. Like she seemed very cold towards all the people that were, I guess, having these problems. Remember, because she was in the lab at Hydra, and like the way she was acting was almost as though she was like angry at a lot of people, and I kind of thought that maybe she kind of like was being very defensive at first because of the way she acted in the past.
will say-
I more had a problem with the way that S.h.i.e.L.D. was acting because she was very, very emo.
well, that's the withdrawal stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was like it was kind of over the top in my opinion.
Well, it was a bit heavy-handed.
It was a bit heavy. I didn't have a problem with it though, because it is right after. This is literally the next day.
Yeah,
For me, it just felt like I loved the scene with Mac,
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
that was great.
good.
because
That was
him just like, I forgive you, right? It was just really nice, and then her being like, oh no wait, I didn't ask for that. And I don't care, I forgive you, and then forcing the hug.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a really sweet moment, and did a lot for character. Another character moment I quite liked, again involving Skye, was with May, when May's trying to tell her, like, Andrew saved you for a goddamn reason, don't, stay in the box or whatever, which did lead to a great laugh as well when the I don't know, whatever it was that hit her in the head, the flying bit of metal that came in and hit her in the head, I thought was amusing. And Fitz and his invisible gun. By the way,
God,
that's
that was
that's,
awesome.
that's 2 season finales in a row that Fitz is off someone. Don't trust Fitz in a season final. He will straight up kill your ass.
Yeah,
Because he impaled Gordo last season.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That feels like so long ago.
I know it does, doesn't it? It's because they have those big breaks in the middle of the season, at least these past 2 years, so it feels like 3 seasons ago instead of just 1.
Yeah,
But lots of good moments like that.
that moment with May was one of my favourites, where she said, well, it was about the powers. It's like, the powers didn't make you, I made you.
Yeah, that was good.
I really like that.
Actually, a nice little touch that they've already obviously saved a bit of budget for was flying the Quinjet underwater and it coming up.
Yeah.
Because that was when I said about the tone and the sort of the tension at the start of that first episode. Like them being in the ship and not knowing exactly why it's like... Because May says it's not designed for this. And it's kind of like the lights are kind of flickering as if they're going into like battle, and it just really...
I thought that they were like already in space at that point. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I considered that as well.
I think that's what you're meant to think.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then the shot of them coming out of the water was actually really goddamn
that
cool.
was cool.
It was.
I loved also like the kind of like the group shots that they had at different points because I think like they go to get on the plane and like there's just like this almost like a money shot of just all of them just standing there, and then it was like after they fought all the primitives, there was that shot again. And I
Actually,
was like, this is an awesome team.
speaking of a group shot, see when they're leaving the silo base and they capture Hive, and they all just sort of stand there and take it in, and they're all happy about it. And then John Hannah comes in late with the "Yes, we did it," and they're all just sort of standing there really awkwardly. Oh, so good, so good. Again, John Hannah, keep him on the cast. He's good.
I'm really glad he seems to be sticking around.
At least for a few episodes. It seems like, I mean, he may be gone a couple, but I mean,
Yeah. The more we can get of him, the better, though.
I'm happy that Yo-Yo might end up being a more permanent member of the cast.
Me too. I like her a lot. I think she's cool.
And she is actually her like criticizing Mac for going slow, and he's like, "I don't have super speed. This is not about my super speed. This is about your turtle speed."
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good line. So yeah, there was like tons of great little character moments like that where it built on relationships, and you know, Mac and Yo-Yo have surprisingly good chemistry.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they've only been together in a handful of episodes, but it feels like a lot more.
Yeah, unlike Sky and Lincoln.
Yeah.
Well, that problem's solved.
Yeah. Also, I loved it when he's like dying and he's like, "Oh, I just said I love you for the first time," and Sky never said it back. I'm like, good, exactly.
That whole thing, though, it was fine. I mean, I didn't really care about Lincoln, so it's hard to care. But it really just reminded me of the first Captain America movie, like way too much.
Yeah, but this was better.
It was better, but it was brought down by the fact that it was making me think of that so much.
Mario, I would just like to point out that I'm not the one saying this in case you're listening or watching.
Nah, this was Miles better because even though I don't care that much about Lincoln, I did think they handled his death quite well, and I thought him and Hive like floating in the ship before it goes off, and their little like sort of reflective moment where they're not even fighting. Like Hive's not even going to.
They've just accepted
There's
their
no
fate.
point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's Lincoln's best moment on the show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely. So no, that's good stuff. So we did something surprising at the end. We jumped 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. The smart thing about this, the genius thing about this 6 month jump is that it means when we pick up right after this, and for season 4, it'll have been about 6 months in real time.
Yeah.
So this is essentially just skipping to the start of season 4 in a lot of ways. And it's the team, or Mac and Coulson at least, looking for Sky, and Sky visits the wife and the child of this future vision guy that she got the vision from. And all that, and she's dressed up all goth-like and try to look different and hide and all that, and she's trying to stay hidden in old school Sky hacker fashion, which I think is interesting. It reminds me a lot of, and I know I bring it up, but Mario's not here to complain about it anymore, so I can bring it up as much as I want. It reminds me a little bit at the end of Buffy season 2, because Buffy.
What's the name of the episode?
Becoming Part 2.
Yeah, okay. Right. Continue.
Okay. I won't spoil, but just in case you've not seen Buffy, I won't spoil the actual events, but Buffy, after the big climax of the season, decides that she, like, there's too much PTSD, there's too much going on, she has to, like, bail and be away from everyone. You know, and we pick it up in season 3 with her being away from everyone and her eventually coming back, but it reminds me of that. Like, she just went through so much that she can't be a part of anything right now. Yeah. And we all know that like in season 4, like the story, her arc's going to be coming back to the family and reconnecting with the people that she cares about.
That'll probably be the first half of the season.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would imagine she'll be sort of reluctantly back with them after a few episodes, and then it'll be maybe the mid-season final where she finally connects with them properly. Like, you'll get the full sort of, you know, we're a team again moment.
That's a question. Are we going to have to wait 3 months over the mid-season next year with there being no Agent Carter?
I don't know. Part of me wants to, because having that 3 month break means there's almost no breaks other than that.
They're also moving the show back an hour too.
They are.
Yeah.
Because they want it to be like darker and stuff. So I mean, it's possible that it'll just continue straight through.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that 10 o'clock shift. Not because I'm worried about a darker tone. I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, make it R-rated if you want. I'm fine with that. But just because typically shows like this at 10 o'clock don't do that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lead-in block is comedies, isn't it?
You might be right, actually. Yeah, maybe like the sitcom night and then Shield's on after it.
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning.
It's almost a little bit like, although if it is the last season, I'm actually okay with that as long as they know it's the last season and they can give us a proper
Yeah.
ending.
I agree.
I feel like,
I mean, I feel like it's a good chunk of story that we've experienced so far. So
yeah, once you get over 3 seasons, I think any time after that's okay to end it as long as they know it's the ending and they can write it as such.
yeah.
But cool moment with Sky using her powers to leap on top of the building.
It reminded me a lot of Jessica Jones.
Even the way she
whenever
was
Cedar
dressed was a
John-
little Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really liked that whenever it did the shots of the newspapers, it kept saying Quake over and over and over
Yeah, I
again.
noticed that. Yeah,
It's a good way to give her a name.
yeah, it's kind of almost the cliched way of doing it, but actually it's the way that still works. Like the press calls them their name, but it works
Yeah.
because that's what happens in real life. That's how serial killers get their name.
Right.
Yeah.
I imagine that she'll end up coming back too because of Simmons, because they both lost a boyfriend in the past season. So it was like, look, I lost one too. I know exactly how you feel. You know.
So you think Simmons will be the one to bring her back in?
Yeah, I
Right.
think so.
I can see that. Yeah. I think the other option is just there's something so devastating starts to happen that she's just like, in Sky at heart's a hero, that she's eventually going to snap out of her dourness and be like, right, fuck it, it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening. She'll be the reluctant hero, though, which is I think always makes for a fun story, though. Is the idea of the reluctant hero coming out of her shell.
They've done that in a lot of these seasons because we had that with May in the first season.
Yeah.
Do we have it in the second season?
Does that mean Sky's also joined the cavalry?
Oh, could be.
Because we know Coulson's a card carrying member now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just an honorary member.
Maybe. Also, I love that Sky's got a theme that plays every time she does anything badass.
Yeah, it's good.
I always do appreciate that. But the post-credit scene, and they gave us a meaty one, I guess it's the end of the season, so it's kind of like the proper post-credit scene for the entire season. So we got John Hannah, and this is the bit where I'm like, okay, I guess he's coming back next season then, because they're setting up stuff with him. And I immediately noticed the LMD thing on the computer, which I'm sure...
Of course.
That made me happy.
I'm sure Alan peeked, just like, oh, what's this? As that happened. But... yeah, so he's talking about like respecting Fitz and Simmons. He's talking to his AI, Jarvis Light or
I think it was Addie.
Ada?
Ada. I think it was Ada,
Ada.
but it had an I in it, but it was Ada.
It was an AI, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ada.
Yeah, see?
The only reason why I know it had an I in it though is because the credits at the end,
Yeah.
because it said such and such as, and then.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he's celebrating, and he says it's your birthday, and we see like the blurred silhouette of the life model decoy, which is what the LMD stands for.
Yeah.
So we're getting that next season, which is why I thought, I don't know why this would happen, why he would do this, but I would suspect that for some reason we end up with a Ward life model decoy, and here's why it might be a good thing, right? I'm going to offer you a scenario why this might actually be a really good thematic thing. So consider not even the character of Ward, because it's been 2 characters, but the image of Ward throughout this entire show, right? Season 1, he's a good character, kind of bland, but he's a good character up until Winter Soldier hits and Hail Hydra, oh no's, Season 2, he becomes a full-on proper villain. I mean, he's already bad, but he gets pissed that his girlfriend gets killed, and he becomes on full villain mode, which leads to season 3 where he kills Rosalind and all that, and Coulson tracks him down. Then he is like basically Satan, right? They allude to him as being like the devil when he's Hive. So what I think would be an interesting twist on this is that if the life model decoy is good, right, and it learns values, and we get a kind of sort of almost iRobot style, or even Vision in a way, I guess. of like him like learning to be good, and it makes everyone feel awkward. But his arc is that he's actually a hero.
Yeah, except I don't think the guy plays a good guy quite so well. In that first season, he was never that compelling as acting, whereas as a villain, he kind of goes with it much better.
Yeah, I can see that. I think the argument against that though, I think would be that in the first season he's meant to be playing this typical
Yeah, but he didn't know that.
well-bred hero. Well, I did. That was the character. Whereas,
Yeah, but
whereas this, it wouldn't be directed the same way. He would be playing a robot, so he could have a purposeful lack of emotion. That'd be kind of the point.
How about this instead?
Okay.
You bring back Patton Oswalt.
I'm cool with that too.
yeah,
Cool with
I
that.
think
too.
I'm just kind of-
I always thought that they were like all decoys because they were all brothers. I was like, no, come on, this is too
yeah,
sketchy.
it's too much.
Yeah, it was kind of like we kind of assumed they might be life model decoys until this scene where it's like, okay, this is the invention of life model decoys, and it's like, okay, well, I guess nothing this far has been that, but
Yeah.
no, it was an interesting scene, and certainly, I wonder if that points to what the next season is actually going to be about. If the next season is about humanity and the ghost in the machine. Because we've kind of wrapped up the Inhuman thing now. Obviously, we still have Inhumans, but they're not going to be the driving plot anymore. So I'm thinking maybe that's what, season 4 will be. It'll be AI, and it'll be, not Ultron, but, this whole idea of, like, finding your humanity again. And maybe that's also fits with Sky's arc of...
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense.
that makes sense.
I just want them to retire Ward now at this point, frankly.
I do too. I just think he's done. He just needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm cool with them being done too. I'm just thinking they might want to keep him around, like the actor.
Well, they've tried hard to keep him around for a while now. Let's be honest. Where they could have retired him multiple points, and they've gone, nah, let's keep him around a bit more. I mean, they literally killed him at one point. They're like, nah, let's keep him around for another half a season at least. It's just...
Well, no, that's a weird complaint to me, because obviously the actual death happens the same episode where he stays around as the new thing. So the decision to kill him was made with the decision to keep him around. It's not like they did it and then like 5 episodes later went, oh, wait a minute.
It was, but by that point already, I feel like he kind of filled his purpose on the show.
Season 2
I did
Ward,
too.
Season 2 Ward was spinning his wheels. Season 3 Ward was far more interesting, even before Hive, because he was actually going after people and killing them. I think Season 2 Ward felt like he was kind of there for not much purpose.
I think it was a bit of both, to be honest. I think it spilled over into 3 as well.
Whereas Season 3 Ward, I felt like he actually had a point, and he was part of the plot, and he contributed something.
I agree with that, but I still felt like whenever they killed him, that should have been it.
Yeah.
So what would you have done with Hive? Who would Hive have been?
I probably wouldn't have done anything with Hive. I probably would have like just made it some like monster or something that comes across. Because I think that would be interesting to do. Have like more fun season.
Have it, what's his name? Simmons is his guy on the planet.
You could have done that, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name, I'm blanking.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
there you go.
I like this half of the season, though. I mean, I think there was only maybe 1 week episode out of the
No,
entire
I did as well.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
feel like
batch of, what was that,
I'm
12
done.
episodes?
I'm done with Ward now. Just let it go.
No, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them not using them, but I think they might.
They could, but I mean, I'm interested in seeing what else they have to offer.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it kind of
hopefully...
reminds me of the whole like Breaking Bad type thing where Gus ends up coming in. You know, I think he comes in season 3 of Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Yeah, could be something like that.
Hopefully Bobby and Hunter come back next season, now that their show's not happening.
Here's open.
Write a reason, get them back in the team, and off we go.
Just say things got desperate and they needed him back.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yo-Yo's replace Lincoln, that's fine. Just give me Bobby and Hunter back, thank you very much.
I don't know if I heard this right, but in the like epilogue type thing, the 6 months later, did Coulson say that someone else was director of S.h.i.e.L.D.?
Yes, he
He
did.
did, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got that.
It's a good
right.
job you brought that up, because I'd forgotten to mention it. Yeah, so someone else is director of S.h.i.e.L.D. Interesting.
I think it might be Talbot.
I was thinking it's either that or it's May, because she wasn't there, was she?
No, she wasn't in
No,
that
she
scene.
wasn't.
It could be May. It'd be interesting to see what the reason for that is. The funny thing is see if this had been like before Civil War, I would have said that maybe Civil War like dictated something. Like that's where the new
Fury was
director comes
back.
from. Yeah, but because Doctor Strange's not until November anyway. Even if it was before the season, like Doctor Strange wouldn't affect it. Like not directly.
Not that much, no.
Nah, because S.h.i.e.L.D. as an entity probably won't have anything to do with that movie.
Yeah.
If it does, it'll be passing. It'll be a cameo with that.
I can see it being May just because I don't know what her arc is now, because her last arc was with Andrew. And that kind of closed off. And after that, she hasn't really done that much.
It could be her.
It'd be an interesting role for her. She'd fit obviously very well, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I did want to bring up one more thing. The whenever Lincoln and Hive are going up into outer space and everything, there was a lot of Jesus imagery going on.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
like it was a lot. Like even Coulson says he dies for our mistakes or whatever. And I was like, okay, all right, he's back.
Yeah, actually, I was fine with Sky saying he's paying for my mistakes. But yeah, Coulson saying he's paying for all our mistakes. I'm like, is he though? Who else made these mistakes? I don't.
Yeah. And like they keep referring to Hive as the devil and all this stuff, and even the cross floating in outer space and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, we get it. He's supposed to be Inhuman Jesus.
Do you know? I was completely fine with the devil stuff, like because I really liked Mac and Sky's conversation about it, and he said, well, I think that was their conversation where Mac says, let the devil winning is just you letting that darkness consume you afterwards. Like you have to hope stronger than fear, basically.
It works because Hive is such an old entity that it could have inspired the devil.
Yeah, and they even bring that up earlier.
Yeah.
A few episodes earlier,
Yeah, that's why it works. But the Jesus thing just kind of doesn't.
Yeah. It was just really weird to like make Lincoln that all of a sudden. I was like,
yeah, it's like this is his purpose. I think is what he says. That's why he has his powers. They all have that. They all have a reason for their powers, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to like fill a need or something, and his whole need is to fry some circuits.
See, I love that with Lash though because it was like balance.
Yeah.
Because he balanced out Hive, and I thought that was a really cool badass moment. You weren't here for that episode, Alan, but
I did like that a lot.
That fucking scene was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a roller coaster of emotions. That scene.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, I guess to wrap up then, since it's the finale, I guess we need to just sort of look back at the season as a whole. Would you guys say this is the best season of the show?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. I think 2 was great, but I think the show is continually improved. I think if I was to pick a best episode of the season, I would probably still go with the one on the planet, 5722 hours. I think I may have the number slightly wrong because my memory's not that good, but that one was great. My other favourite would probably be the one where Sky gets the vision of the future with the homeless Inhuman. I thought that was a fantastically put together episode.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good episodes actually.
It was. Those 2 stick out as being my favourites, but yeah, there was a lot of good ones.
The future vision thing, that episode, that seemed like it had the most budget out of all the episodes. It looked more expensive, I think, than all the other ones.
Oh, I'd probably have to go back and
I don't remember.
watch,
just from what I remember, I just remember it looking really.
I remember thinking that was very well directed more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was well directed. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's been a great season. Looking forward to season 4. We've discussed already what we think 4 might be, which is good. And it won't really tie into any movies because it's not going to tie into Doctor Strange. And then at the end of the season, it's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which it's not going to touch. So it gets kind of free reign next season. Doesn't have to. Not that it even did that much this year, to be honest, but it really doesn't have to touch anything next season.
Yeah, it just had a few moments this year where it.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see. Maybe that gives them some more freedom than normal.
Yeah.
Don't know. We'll see. So yeah, that's the season 3 finale of Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Did you enjoy the season? Did you think it was better than 2? You're looking forward to season 4? Ideas, thoughts, theories? Oh my god, how cute are Fitz and Simmons? Let us know these things, people. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. Keep watching. We'll see you next time.